I'm becoming really convinced that Kodak Black just might not have enough of it up in that brain of his to keep himself out of jail. BBN, Jack Frost, what's up, party people? Hey, before the video we continue, hit that like button, subscribe, and join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. Alright, so here at the BBN, I just want to make this clear. We do not revel in the finding out that someone was arrested. Obviously, unless they deserve to be arrested because what they did was heinous and it needs to be kept off the streets. But I'm talking about as far as when we're talking about, you know, celebrities or public figures. We don't revel in people being arrested, especially if they're arrested over BS. Now, with that being said, as most know, Kodak Black has recently been arrested. He has been picked up by the Broward Sheriff's Department. I don't know if it's the police department down here or the Sheriff's Department. I'm going to assume the Sheriff's Department. And basically it's because he had a party that had drugs there, that had guns there, and that had children there, but also had Instagram there. That's right. This guy who has been in trouble with the police, who in more than one state, who knows that he's being watched because the hip hop police do exist. For everybody that don't know, the hip hop police exist. In most places, they just call them the gang police, but the hip hop police do exist. When you're a hip hop artist and you get in trouble, they monitor your social networking. Depending on how big you are or how bad they want you, they'll monitor your friend's social networking also. So when you have that friend come over to your house while you're having the let's get high party and they decide to Instagram out photos of people smoking weed right next to children. So basically the children is in the room, and also playing with guns right next to children. So children are in the room. You should be preparing yourself for the police to arrive any day now and have search warrants, basically. And this is what happened to Kodak Black. He had a party. They had weed at the party. They had guns at the party. They had kids at the party. And they had Instagram at the party. See, that's this thing with these new age rappers. They just tell on themselves. There's this thing I don't understand. I don't know when it really came about, but it's more important to get clout than to stay out of prison. It's just more important. Anyway, so they show up at Kodak Black's house. If everybody has seen, remember when he was Instagramming that the police showed up and they were like, well, we got to take the phone because the phone is on the search warrant. You know, this the phone because of Instagram. Do you understand? All of y'all that like videotaping your crimes, do you understand? When you like videotaping your crimes and when you like putting your crimes over social media, that this now makes your telephone or whatever recording device that you have part of the crime and thus makes it so that they can get a warrant out for it? So the police come to his house and they're searching around and he opens up a safe. They asked to go in the safe. I'm not sure if they have a warrant for him to open up the safe or if he knew that they needed a separate warrant for him to open up the safe. I don't know the laws down there. Maybe you don't. But he opens up the safe. And in the safe is a gun and some money. And I think some weed. But there's a gun in the safe. And you want to know the worst part about the gun being in the safe? The gun that was in the safe had been reported stolen. You got it. You got it. So, needless to say, Kodak Black, who was on probation, now has been denied bail. I mean, you can argue, well, obviously he's not going anywhere. You don't need to deny him bail. You could send him back home. You know, there's no reason to keep him in the jail if there's no fear of him fleeing. That can always be argued. Or it could be argued also by the prosecutors that while he's out, he's doing so much damage and he's such a negative influence on those around him that it's just safer to keep him in jail because more crimes will be committed with him out on the street. Now, with all of that being said, there's a good chance they don't show up to Kodak Black's crib if they don't got children around weed and guns. There's a good chance that they just don't show up. There's a good chance that they just archive that footage for later use. Because that's what they do. That's why when the FBI comes to get you, the FBI comes to get you. Because the FBI is going to make sure that you're committing crime after crime and they're archiving it. That while you're committing all of these crimes, the FBI is just going to take note. Pictures, surveillance, everything. And they're just going to let you commit the crimes. They might help you commit the crimes in a manner of saying. By making it a little bit easier for you to get away with them. So you can commit the crimes. And so later on, when they catch you, there's so much evidence, there's just very little you can do. So there's a good chance that if there was no children there, that the only thing that would have happened is they would have probably just archived the information and Kodak Black would not be getting arrested. That's one way that, you know, that's definitely something that could be considered. Anyway, it says, the arrest is the latest legal issue for Octave, who allegedly sexually assaulted a woman in South Carolina hotel in February 2016. He's also been in and out of jail in Broward County after violating the terms of a house arrest in a separate case after being released on bond from the Florence County Detention Center in 2016. Look, man, you just can't. I don't know. It's like sometimes people feel an obligation to do more. You know, there's no obligation. You're a rapper. You did a couple of things before. You got some street cred. Now go make that money. There's no reason to be out in the street. There's no reason to be trying to create more street cred. Because at the end of the day, it's going to come to a point where that's not selling your albums. The talent is selling your albums. Anyway, links in the descriptions. Look in the descriptions. I got a couple of links down there, all on this case. There's gonna come a point where it don't matter how many crimes you've committed. If you don't have talent, them albums ain't selling. If you don't have talent, that show ain't selling out. If you don't have talent, it's always going to come down to talent. Now, that child endangerment, because that's basically what I believe got them boxed in. The whole child endangerment part. Smoking the weed around the children. Playing with guns recklessly, it says, around children. Recklessly. I mean, yeah, we know that these guys like exaggerating and lying. Don't get it confused. We know that. But playing with guns recklessly around children. Smoking so close to children that it could possibly be perceived as when you're exhaling, smoke is going into the child's face. I didn't see the footage, but this is what they're making it sound like. These are not wins. This is not a win. Maybe he should have listened to some of his contemporaries, you know, some of the OGs in the game when they was trying to throw some game at him on how to hold on to his money, how to stay out of prison. Because at this point, you can't learn from people that's on your level, you know? We all on the same level. There's only but so much we can learn from each other. We can learn, don't get it twisted, but there's not but so much that we can learn from each other. Sooner or later, somebody's gonna have to put an ear out there from somebody from the generation before. Sooner or later, you just gotta find the right person, because there's a lot of people that comes from the generation before you that either don't know shit or ain't about shit, or they're jealous. This is true. So I can understand how, he could have been apprehensive from accepting certain advice. But look, man, he's jammed up now. That child endangerment thing is going to hurt him more than anything else. And we're just going to have to see what happens. So leave the comments down below. I want to know what y'all think about this. Just so we could be clear. I think that he absolutely did this to himself. I think that he needs to he needs this every day in a party. Every day in a party. And when you do party, you got to party the right way. And I think that's a bigger problem, and that's a bigger issue. Because having children around, people smoking weed and playing with guns, like, that's not gangster. I know there's millions of youth in America that think that that's gangster. Smoking weed and blowing it in their kids' faces and shit like that. But I'm not saying that that's what happened in this case. But that shit ain't gangster. That shit ain't nothing to be proud of. It really ain't. Anyway, leave the comments down below. I want to know what y'all think about this. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. # Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. Yo, look, I love y'all, man. Please, let's party safe. Let's keep in mind, not just our loved ones, but ourselves. And everybody, understand that when you put stuff on social media, you can't get upset when it comes back to bite you. You put it there. That's all I got on this one. I'm out. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you would like to help dictate the direction that this channel takes, please leave a comment. All comments are appreciated, whether positive or negative. Thank you very much, and enjoy your day. And remember, positive thoughts cause for positive things to happen. Let's get it.